We're still in the project demo 12. We're back in the schematic subfolder and we've got drawing demo 02 open. Now there are occasions in AutoCAD Electrical where you might want to swap out an existing block reference, an existing component, such as a fuse like Fuse 103, Fuse 104 there, for a different component. Rather than go in and bring the component in, delete the existing component and so on and so forth, you can actually swap out or update existing component blocks in your drawings. It's very, very easy to do. You go to the schematic tab here on the ribbon, and you go to this icon here on the Edit Components panel, Swap Update Block. Now you've got lots of different options here. I'll go through some of them with you. We're swapping out blocks one at a time. You can do this drawing-wide if you need to do all of them at once, or project-wide even. Now, what I'm going to do for simplicity's sake is pick a new block from the icon menu. But before I do that, let's have a look at the options that are available to us. We've got option A, where we can pick a new block from the icon menu, which is what we're going to do. I've also got pick new block just like, so I can pick an existing block reference in the drawing and substitute it for one of those. I can browse to a new block from the file selection dialog box. So what I can do there is create a new block somewhere else as a DWG file, browse to it and use that as a block. Within option A, I can retain the old attribute locations if the block is going to be in a similar position. I can retain the old block scale. I can allow undefined wire type line reconnections. I can also auto retag if the parent swap causes any family damage between parent and child associations between blocks. Option B, I can update a block, revised or different version of the same block name. So I may create a block with the same block name as the existing block in the drawing. So if I do that, I update a block and substitute that new version for the selected block in the existing drawing. Or I can do a complete library swap. So what I can do there is create a whole new library of all the blocks I want to replace, and then what will happen is it will substitute all the blocks at once. Other things that you can do, attribute mapping, you can use the same attribute names. Brilliant if you're doing an option B, for example. Or I can use a new attribute mapping file and point towards it with all the new attribute mapping in it. So there's a lot of different settings in there that you can utilize to do lots of different things. Be very careful, because once you've made those changes, you can affect the database behind the drawings quite dramatically. Now what I'm going to do is keep it really nice and simple. I'm going to pick a new block from the icon menu. I'm going to replace one at a time. I'm not going to retain the old attribute locations, because if I'm picking a block from the icon menu blocks will actually position the attributes for me. So I click on OK now. I'm going to go to the fuses, circuit breakers section here for the JIC symbols, and I'm going to change my fuses to fuse switches. So I'm going to go for this one here, fuse switch right. I get a pick box. If I click on Fuse 103, it updates to a fused switch. If I click to FU 104, it creates another fuse switch. I press enter now to finish that. And if I just select this and right click, I can still edit the component and go in and edit the information if I want to. I'll just cancel that for the moment. Same with this one here, slightly different setup. If I go in here, edit component, you can see there I've still got the manufacturer, fuse tag, so on and so forth. So it's all still in there. All the information is still there. All you've done is swapped out the block reference but retained all the tag information. So that's how you swap out and update your blocks in your AutoCAD electrical drawings.